What's up, guys? This is Micah Walker here, and I wanted to make this video to show off my home gym. So here it is. If you watched my last video reviewing the Titan Fitness folding power rack, you would know that I had moved last year, and I moved into a space that was very different than my prior place. So also my last place I rented, this place I owned. So I wanted to customize it a little bit more. So just kind of a basic overview before I just kind of point out pieces of equipment I have. This is still a work in progress. I'm not 100% finished here, but I'm pretty happy with what I've accomplished in here so far. So anyway, back here, this is my Titan Fitness T3 folding power rack. This is the 21.5-inch depth one. You know, I've done a review on this, so check that out if you're interested in a folding rack. But basically, the reason I purchased this rack was because I moved to a place that had a smaller garage, both vertically and then the amount of actual space inside the garage. So because of that, I wanted a folding rack, and I wanted to be able to put the deadlift platform underneath the rack so that I can just fold the rack in if I want to do deadlifts and pull it out if I want to bench or squat or whatever. So that's why I chose this rack. Very happy with it. If you are interested, again, I did a review on it. I've had it for over a year now, so check that review out if you want. Over here, I have these Iron Master dumbbells, and I also have the add-on that goes up to 120 pounds each dumbbell. So I use these a lot. They were expensive, but they were definitely a really good purchase. Obviously, I have these two platforms here. The platform that's closest to me, I use that kind of as extra. It's not my deadlift platform. It's just for extra exercises. I store the bench on there when I'm not doing other exercises. Here is my deadlift platform. I had it in my other house. It's really solid. You know, the stall mats on the sides, and then some some thick plywood. That's really all you need. It's really pretty inexpensive, and it really doesn't take very long to build your own platform. It doesn't have to be particularly fancy. You know, that's just me. And as far as that goes, I don't know why I'm focusing on this, but basically it's basically sandpaper. I really don't like the squat racks, or sorry, the deadlift platforms that are really glossy in the middle. I like my footing to be really solid when I'm deadlifting, and the wood itself is already kind of slippery. So putting the grip there, the sandpaper really makes a major difference in terms of stability for deadlift. So I highly recommend it if you're a power lifter. Right over here, this is my pegboard. I paid like 30 bucks for both of these pegboards. And as you can see, I can store a fair amount of stuff. That's 52 pounds of chains right there. Just those big chains, and the small ones, probably less than a pound. But there's a lot of stuff on here, and this pegboard is held up. It's just in with drywall screws, so nothing crazy. Got some mirrors from a friend. Feel like a gym isn't quite complete without having some mirrors. Over here is another kind of accessory board where I have like my belt and bands and stuff. Have this picture. I also have this one up here. So yeah, I have that. I have a weight tree here. I actually sold some weights, so I don't have as many as I had before, but I still have a lot of weights here. One weight tree has been good enough so far. It looks like I'm pretty much at the point where I'm gonna have to get another one. I have a portable AC here. That's essential. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so it gets very hot in here in the summer, so definitely of crucial importance. This is my plate-loaded lat pull-down machine. I like the plate-loaded ones better because you can kind of, you know, you're not limited by the weight stack. So I definitely prefer the plate-loaded ones, and they're also less expensive than the ones with the weight stack already built in. So this one's also cool. If you watched my last video, you know that I've had an injury, so I haven't been able to deadlift or squat in a serious manner for over a year now. So the main purpose of why I got this one is the leg extensions still allow me to at least do something for my legs. It also has other cool features like, if you look at the bottom here, you can basically use this one machine to you can do low rows, you can do, bicep curls, upright rows if that's your thing. Then obviously there's a chest press here, the leg extension, you can do lat pull downs with various grips, and you can also do tricep push downs and also ab pull downs as well. So it's a pretty versatile machine. This next piece is obviously a treadmill. I don't use it that much. I've been trying to do a little bit more cardio, so I've been listening to Stan Efferding and trying to do 10-minute walks. Honestly, I find walking to be very boring and kind of tedious, so I don't get a lot of use out of this one. So it's not a big fan of that, but I do use it. And this was used, it was really inexpensive, and it works really well. So right over here, I have my Titan Fitness glute ham raise machine. My glute ham raises are my favorite hamstring and glute exercise, so I really like them. I like using them with a lot of weight. I like doing them with a band, but they are really awesome if you're trying to increase your deadlift. I never would have gotten as strong as I did deadlifting without glute ham raises. I highly recommend them. They don't seem to be used as much anymore. You don't really hear about powerlifters using them that much, but they were definitely a staple as far as getting me to my 650 pound deadlift. So anyway, other things that I have a deadlift jack. Unfortunately, I haven't been deadlifting much lately, so it doesn't get a lot of use. But when I did deadlift a lot, that got used every session. It makes things way easier to load and unload the weights. So big difference. This is my Titan Fitness 9-bar holder. I like to have my garage fairly organized and be able to find what I'm looking for, and also prevent damage to the drywall in the garage that I can prevent. So having a weight tree or a barbell holder, I think, is a pretty good investment as far as your home gym is concerned. This one was like $70. I had some points on Titan Fitness, so I just used them. I don't remember how much it ended up being, but it was really cheap. It's cheaper to buy it. This is also on Amazon. It's cheaper to buy it on Titan Fitness, just as an FYI. Right here, this is my punching bag and punching bag stand. Boxing or hitting the heavy bag is my preferred method of cardio. It's not as tedious as walking on a treadmill, and it's just better, I think, in terms of I feel better after doing it, and it's also a good way to relieve frustration. So this thing, I had actually looked on Craigslist for this, and actually for a lot of equipment in general, I highly recommend looking on Craigslist, because what happens is people will purchase equipment for New Year's resolutions to get in shape or something, and they never use them and use that equipment. And this is a perfect example. This is when I got this was basically it looked like it had never been used. And I ended up getting this bag, the stand, one pair of boxing gloves that were pretty much new. I got some hand wraps, and also some MMA style wraps, gloves, and I paid like $120 for all of that. So yeah, you can get some really amazing deals. Actually, all of my weight plates, I got those all used, and so definitely recommend Craigslist. But once again, and last but not least, I guess you'll notice that I painted my gym blue. There's a lot of research actually as far as colors and working out. It's actually kind of interesting, but basically colors can influence the intensity of your workout. Blue, if you look it up, there's a lot of benefits to the color blue as far as working out and basically grinding out more reps. So that's why I chose that color. It also makes it feel more like a gym as opposed to a garage. So that's another cool thing to do or to think about is, painting your gym. But yeah, this is my home gym in 2019. As you can see, it's not as big as my last gym, but I think it's definitely improved. So anyway, take care.